You had to guess the restaurant was asking about scallopini, and I'm explaining that's the way we cut the chicken. It's not the way we flavor the chicken or cook it. Hot pan, we'll get our pan going a little bit. Let's see, we've got, I'm gonna use my blended oil here. We'll do that. Olive oil would work, but I'm gonna use a blended oil because I want the flavor to really come from the capers, the parsley, the white wine, and the garlic. And I'm gonna have a subtle flavor with our blended oil here. So we'll get that nice and hot. Now, if you wanted to, there's a bunch of different things you can do with the chicken breasts. You can flour them, you can dredge them in flour. What that's going to do, it's going to help somewhat, it's going to help the oil or the chicken from sticking in the oil. What's really the simpler way to do it is get the oil nice and hot. When the protein is seared and it gets really hot and the outside gets cooked, it will come loose. You don't need to go in there and scrape it and rip the chicken breast apart. Some garlic, we got a nice sizzle going, and I like a lot of garlic. And I didn't slice it too thin. I mean, we got nice thin slices here, but what I'm looking to do is I want some of that garlic in the finished sauce, in the finished product. I want to bite into that. I want that flavor. So what we're going to do is we get our garlic going. We'll get that to brown up a little bit. I'm going to grab a couple of scallopinis here. Let's see. We'll start with one right on top of my garlic. Now to this, I've got some white wine, and I'm going to do it off the flame. Now white wine has low alcohol content, and the chances of flaring up are not very high. However, I learned my lesson. I got a good burn here. I don't know if you guys can see what's left, but I got a good burn at the end of my finger. The other day I'm in the kitchen on the line. I got the Sambuca. We put in squeeze bottles. We don't use glass in the kitchens. I got the squeeze bottle here. I put the Sambuca in. I've been doing this a long time. And you say, you know, I'm pro. I can handle this. Pull my hand back, and what I didn't realize was the Sambuca dripped on my hand. It lit. I'm walking around the kitchen. My fingers are on fire. I didn't even see it until it actually started to burn. And boy, did that hurt. So play it safe. Take the pan away from the flame, add the alcohol, even though it's low alcohol content. Over here, I've got some chicken stock. Now, I know we talk about it all the time. You guys at home are saying to me, hey, I don't have time to make chicken stock. Well, you know what? Go to the market, buy one of those in the broth, get the low salt. I tell you that all the time. Don't let it stop you from making this dish. That's a great little addition. White wine, you can use water, you can use all the other ingredients. Chicken stock's really going to take this from here, and it's going to put it over here. I promise you. What we do is we buy, not the little non-Creole capers, we buy some really nice salted capers, and they compact in salt, and all we do is we just rinse them a couple of times so they get really tender. But they don't have that really saltiness, they have more of a briny flavor to it from the white vinegar. These guys are awesome. And capers, I tell you, it might be one of those things that you really have to eat a couple of times to enjoy if you don't like them right away. Our chicken here is cooking through really nice. We've got our white wine, our garlic, we've got our capers. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken stock. There we go. A little bit of butter. So we've got, again, garlic, oil, white wine, capers, butter, chicken. So I've got some lemon here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little roll. I'm going to go for a little stroll here. The reason is I want to juice this lemon. What we're going to do is we're just going to come right across. And as you can see that, look at that. Isn't that great? I mean, all of a sudden the kitchen smells like lemon. That lemon oil. See what we have here? We have just the zest. I'm going to take just the juice. As you can see, we got a couple of seeds, so I'll pull out the seeds I can see. And then I'm going to squeeze it right through my fingers, so if there's any more seeds in there, there we go, there's a couple. See, we got one seed, two seeds. But I'm letting the juice go right through my fingers. I think that juice a half of a lemon for what we have here. We've got 2 scallopinis of chicken, which would be enough for 1. I think we're all set to go. My chicken's just about cooked through. Now my sauce, I want my sauce to thicken up a little bit. Remember we talked about flouring the chicken? You can. You can add, if you wanted to now, you can take a little nugget of butter. You can roll it in some flour and throw that in there. I think the best way to do this is I'm going to add my butter. I'm going to adjust the seasoning with a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to take a taste and see what we got. I'd much rather let this kind of work itself down. Let this all cook down, simmer down. Simmer down now! Chicken scallopini would go great with just about anything you can think of. Garlic, mashed potatoes. Hey, French fries would go great with this too. Okay, so we're letting that cook down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of the ingredients here. Some of that browned garlic. See the garlic? See the color of that garlic, how it's toasty? That's what we want. If you don't toast the garlic, what you did was you threw the garlic in the pan. You didn't really extract any of the flavor. And worse, you're cooking for your girlfriend, your guy friend, boyfriend, your husband, your wife. You're going to have that really intense garlic flavor. This mellows it out a little bit. See how thick that is now? It's kind of taking on a nice brown color. What that is at the restaurant, there's a nice little trick. What we can do is we cheat with just a touch of veal stock, which adds a real nice base note to the dish and changes that color. But what we do is we cook the butter. We got some brown butter going on there. Now that, to me, lemon butter, white wine, garlic, capers, chicken, scallopini, piccata style.